call the meeting to order. Becky, will you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Bob Olson,
Mute all your phones.
Bob Olson, Tom Kitson,
Present.
Jack Scrogstad,
Here.
Mike Copine,
Here.
Mike Zeman,
Here.
Jim Sheeline.
Here.
Tom Wilson.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's, public attendees. Deb, have you got something for us this morning? Okay.
So I promised Deb she wasn't going to have to speak, and you're the first person she calls on. Deb is here as the recently named chief deputy in the county clerk's office, and Nancy is out on vacation this week. So Deb's here to keep track of the county board agenda and make sure that Nancy has everything she needs to get that agenda out. Sorry, Deb.
Congrats,
Later,
Deb.
you'll have questions though for us. We go over the agenda, so. Okay, sorry about that. Alice?
Yes, I'm here on behalf of the zoning office. The Zoning Board of Appeals recently heard petition number 23P1605 by Maples Road Solar One LLC. They unanimously recommended it to the county board with conditions. Of those conditions, the zoning office is asking that 2 of them be stricken. In the proposed resolution that I provided you, we are looking at letter E and letter F. Letter E is drawing a legal conclusion, and our state's attorney's office has informed us it's inappropriate, and so we're asking that it be stricken. Letter F is redundant. It is already required by the ordinance, and so we're also asking that be stricken, but that all other conditions be approved. Any questions?
Okay, any questions for Alice? Thank you, Alice. Katie? No. Katie White? Katie, you have anything for us? Sorry, I'm not using the microphone. I apologize.
No, I'm just here if there's any questions regarding the Board of Health items on the agenda that we
Okay.
have that are coming up.
Kathy? We just need you to speak on a microphone somewhere. Otherwise Charlie throws something at me and then I have to,
Well, good morning. Just a brief introduction on the code changes that we're bringing to you. And then if you have questions, Jen Kolb is our environmental health coordinator, and she would do a great job of fielding those since she's our environmental health expert. We haven't made any significant code changes for some time, and our environmental health staff has been working on these for the last several months. They include things such as aligning us in a few places with the state or FDA code. Just a few things that we found while working in the field that we need to add. And they also include fee adjustments. Our last food fee adjustments were made using a 10-year schedule, and each 2 years they were adjusted. That expired in 2020. The proposed new schedule wouldn't go into effect until 2025. And we're not trying to make money. We're trying to come closer to covering our costs. We've done an analysis of our costs, and we can come really close because we code personnel time, supplies, travel, everything gets coded to a program, whatever program is appropriate. So based on the cost analysis, this would help get us closer. We're also quite low compared to other counties in our region. And even if we implemented these, we'd still be low, but at least it would bring us closer. So these were approved by our board last week and moved forward by county services Monday. And then if you have any questions, I'm going to let Jen handle those. So thanks for your consideration.
Thank you, Kathy. Any questions for the health department? Okay, good. Katie?
I just wanted to make one comment too. Like Kathy had mentioned, they were approved by the Board of Health, and Jen and her team have worked really, really hard. So everything that you guys do see in the packet of the changes are not just something that were copy and pasted changes. They were very thoughtful, very considered. And as a liaison to the board. Also, we were also considered and thoughtful with Wendy and myself. So I also want to give them a round of applause for working really, really hard and diligent. They did a great job, just so you guys know as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have to do anything to move this board or anything, or we? It's just set in place.
Officially, this is a little later on your agenda under the
Okay.
county board agenda setting section, so it'll be there. You don't have to do anything under this part of the agenda.
All right, thank you, sorry. Jennifer, anything for us today?
Good morning. I just wanted to be here in case you had any questions on the resolutions that we have on the agenda to move forward to the county board.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Courtney?
Morning, everyone. I'm going to apologize in advance for those of you who heard me talk in finance. Courtney Kennedy here as local counsel on behalf of Maples Road Solar One LLC. With me for this meeting is Anthony Neve, also on behalf of this project. As Alice mentioned, we went before the Lee County Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-megawatt community solar project to be located in Lee County. We had 3 night hearings, 2 of which were evidentiary hearings, and then ultimately we received a unanimous recommendation from that zoning board. So we're just here to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Dean? No? Nancy? Keen? All right, moving right along. Approval of the minutes for previous meeting of April 20th. If there's no changes or corrections, the minutes will stand as presented. Okay. Reports from committees. Mike Zeman?
Yeah, I will have 2 reports from the Claims Committee at the full board.
Okay, thank you. Jack?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. County Services met Monday, May 15th. We had a big day. First off, I'm just going to touch off on a couple of the highlights on it, going through it, all of it. Transportation, Dave Anderson reported to us that he's drafting an intergovernmental agreement with South Dixon Township that he's going to present to the committee in our June meeting. He explained that the Highway Department maintains a satellite site on West 4th Street in Dixon, and possibly still continuing to use that site for the future to maybe hold salt and whatnot. I know they're in the process of looking at building a new site altogether, but they still would like to use that, and the details of that will come out later on. But anyway, he just kind of talked about that. The assessor's office has continued to work through its annual task list of things and whatnot. They also put forth a couple of resolutions that we're going to be dealing with today to pass on to the county board. One is to appoint Cole Olson to fill a vacancy position. Tom Mead is going to be retiring, and he's going to be we're looking to appoint Mr. Olson to that position. Apparently, we need a 3-member panel, 2 members affiliated with the political party being that got the most votes, which was the Republican, and Mr. Olson would fill that Democratic slot. There's also looking to reappoint a Lori Erbs and a James Burke, who is also on that board. So that's what's going on in that area. The GS department, Sammy Eflari, help me. Yeah. What she said, I'm just going to I just call him Sammy. And
Sammy, yeah.
So anyway, he's originally from Zidane, and regardless whether it was right or wrong, I let him share with the committee some of the crisis that's happening in Sudan involving some of his family members. So I highly recommend everyone to look at the YouTube video of our committee, let him listened to him describe what's going on in that country that has affected his family. So he went on to explain that. So I think it's important that we all understand what's going on with that. County Clerk's Office, they have another mandate increase in rental housing support program that we're going to be dealing with today. Apparently, the state put down a mandate to move a fee for it's called the Rental Housing Support Program, and it's Public Act 102-1135, and it went from $9 to $18 per recorded document. Apparently, that's a mandated fee that we have to approve. And I don't know why we have to approve it if the state's making us do it, but apparently that's something that we have to do. Lots ROE provided a report. It's in my committee packet if you guys want to go into that. Veterans Assistance, Jim Gorman reached out to the committee and basically said he's having a problem getting volunteer drivers. And I just wanted to make known that he's struggling to get volunteer drivers to drive veterans to doctor's appointments locally and to other hospitals, Quad Cities and veterans hospitals in Iowa City. After the meeting, I just made a comment to Wendy. I don't know if it means anything, but I don't know if we could incorporate or have Lots help us out on that. I don't know if that's something that we can do or not do. But it was just something I thought of later on. It was outside of the meeting that I mentioned it to her. So I don't know if it's something we can talk about or not. When it comes to zoning area, we have a petition going to the Zoning Board of Appeals 23P1604 is going to them that we have to agree on today. Also, there is a petition coming from the Zoning Board of Appeals, which is what Alice and Ms. Kennedy talked about today. So 23P1604, or I'm sorry, 1605. So that's what we passed on to us here in this particular committee. And the Health Department, they're going to be presenting to us some new rules and ordinances and health code updates. So that's all that's being brought to us today. And that is a brief summary of what we had going on. Very brief.
All right, thanks, Jack. Are there any questions for Jack? Okay, Public Safety, Mike Copine.
Mr. Chairman, I want to turn that over to Mr. Hudson. He was here in place of me being
Thank
off
you,
sick.
Public Safety and Court Service Committee met on May 15th at 10:30 a.m. And just highlight on some of the items were that probation, Ms. Stewart from probation reported that the dependent children's fund is quickly being depleted and the fund is used to detain minors when arrested and is quickly being, when arrested in the community, moved to a contracted detention facility. The per diem cost is $175 and the probation budgeted $27,000 for fiscal year 2023. But because of the increase in minors being detained, she will be requesting additional funds from the Finance Committee in June. The state of Illinois will not reimburse the county for salaries in her office until the annual plan submitted by the county is approved by administrative office. The plan has been approved. The salaries in the probation office are 100% fully funded except for one position that is funded a flat amount of $12,000. Union negotiations will be starting in the next few weeks. Report of abandoned property focus group. Ms. Ryerson walked the committee through the vacant lot at 2500 West 4th Street in Dixon, which is the topic on the agenda. The property had been identified early on the abandoned properties focus group The unsafe conditions were mitigated, asbestos removed, mobile home removed, and the well was sealed. The property was advertised in the newspaper soliciting sealed bids, for which 2 bids were received, and the winning bid was, and highest bid was $5,006. The total expense for the project were $15,599, which were paid from the American Rescue Plan Act funds. Under the new business, the bid approval for that vacant lot at 2500 West 4th Street. However, it was voted on and anonymously approved by voice vote. Reference to the Amboy Police Dispatch Agreement, Ms. Ryerson explained that the county had been working with the City of Amboy Mayor, Town Council to finalize the next revision of the Amboy Dispatch Agreement. Since 2011, the county has entered into an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Amboy to provide police dispatching. Using a different methodology, the agreement was revised based on a percentage of 911 calls dispatched to the city. The annual fee changed from approximately $21,000 to $26,500 per year. The Amboy City Council plans to approve the revised agreement at their May 15th meeting. This motion was made and unanimously passed by voice vote. Resolution reappointment of William Ogun to the Ohio Fire Protection District. Move to reappoint Mr. Ogun was to the Executive Committee for inclusion on the May County Board agenda. Motion made and was unanimously passed by voice vote. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Any questions for Keen or Mike on that report? Okay, moving on, facilities and maintenance, Mr. Wilson.
We're all good.
Any questions for Mr. Wilson? Thank you. Finance Committee, Mr. Sheeline.
Forward report. I'm amazed. I can't beat that.
And he even worked on it.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. Finance Committee met this morning at 9 a.m. Financials will be in the packet. Always encourage county board members to review those. Just to highlight on that is that Treasurer did receive a notification from Department of Revenue that Illinois personal property replacement tax will be down by minimum. They're anticipating a minimum of 5%. Just another indicator that revenues are not going to be strong. We're finally breaking that movement as far as state revenues go. Then we had really the only thing that we took on that's being moved on to executive is, and Mr. Wilson can answer any questions in regards, but we had a blow up of a maintenance tractor and we had the quote for the tractor that needs to be replaced. And the committee did accept and recommend to the executive committee and the full county board the replacement for that tractor. And that amounts to $17,100. Other than that, then we had an executive session in regards to purchase property for the highway department. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Sheeline. Any questions for Mr.
Hey,
Sheeline?
Jim, can I interrupt 1 second? So we did send the tractor to executive committee?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I thought we just approved it. So I got to add that to the minute.
No, because it was a non-budgeted item, so that needs to be approved to the full county board.
Perfect, okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other questions? Okay, old business, we have none. New business, RFP award to guaranteed energy savings contract. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the guaranteed energy savings contract with Allied.
Okay. Second to that motion? Sheeline seconds. We have a motion made and seconded to award the contract to Allied. Is there any discussion?
Now, this is a recommendation to the full county board for the
Yep.
monthly meeting.
Yep.
Right.
Move it to the May County Board meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, is there a motion to move the revised Lee County hotel motel tax ordinance to the May County Board agenda?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Copine, Mr. Wilson? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Battery energy storage systems moratorium extension. Wow. Is there a motion to move the battery energy storage system moratorium into the May County Board agenda?
So moved.
Mr. Wilson and Mr. Scruggs did. Seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, carries. Appointments. We have one appointment that was not moved forward in our previous meetings. Appointment of Richard Studebaker as a trustee of the West Brooklyn Fire Protection District. Is there a motion to move that appointment of Richard Studebaker to the May County Board agenda?
Second.
Mr. Okay. Mike Zeman, I'm sorry, mix your hands. And Jack seconded it. Mr. Zeman and Mr. Scruggs did. Any discussion?
Tom, just a quick heads up for the board members. I know we had a conversation at the last board meeting about that, request for appointment form that you all would like to have before
Right.
you're voting. Because this came up just very recently, in fact, just a couple of days ago, we did request that form. We've sent it out. We're hoping to have it back by full board meeting. We just didn't have time to get it back by today.
All right, thank you.
Oh, and Becky's reporting that she's got it. So yay, we'll get
Okay.
that forwarded to you for the full board.
Okay, thank you very much. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We have two raffle reports on the agenda. Walton Fest and Lee County Honor Flight. Is there a motion to put the Walton Fest and the Lee County Honor Flight raffle reports on file with the county? Mr. Wilson, Mr. Scruggs did. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review of per diem report for county board approval, March meetings for May payout. It's information only, it's a proposed agenda. Just looking for any corrections anybody has to it. Okay. Executive session, do we have any requests for executive session? Okay, moving right along. We will go into planning for the meeting.
So Tom, if I could interrupt, sorry.
Yep.
As Jim Sheeline will tell you, I do it all the time to him, so don't take this
I
personally.
appreciate it. No.
I just wanted to give Deb, who again is new to this process, the heads up that Deb, this is now we're moving into the actual setting of the agenda for the county board next month. So that's when you've got what you've got in front of you. So as they go through the items, they'll approve or not those various items. I just wanted to give her a heads up.
No, it's perfect. I was just going to do the same thing, so that's
See?
great.
Once again, I interrupted you just like I did Jim every time, don't I, Jim?
Wendy, before we go through this, do you have anything you want to add to this meeting? Because we don't have you on the agenda.
No, I think everything got covered from the various reports that were given, so I think we're good.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Deb, here's where you get to ask questions if you aren't happy with something we say, okay? We'll just go through it, and if there's a change, the call to order, pledge of allegiance, invocation, roll call, board chair announcements. Jennifer has a 25-year acknowledgement. Quarter employee spotlight resignation, or recognition, I'm sorry. Jeez. All right. Approval of board members, of board minutes. Joseph Meyer resolutions, we have none. Zoning and planning, we have petitions going to the zoning board of appeals. I'm not going to go through all the numbers. We'll do that at the meeting. Petitions going to the planning commission, we have none. Petitions coming from the zoning board. We have Maple Road Solar. Resolution with conditions. Petitions coming from the planning commission, we have none. Administrator monthly update, board member comments, public comments, county organization presentation, reports of committees, unfinished business. We have petitions on wind energy and solar energy. We'll go to new business. Resolution mandated increase to rental housing support program surcharge. Lee County Health Department, their proposed codes and changes. Intergovernmental agreement, Lee County and telecommunication services with Amboy, which we talked about. Bid approval for the vacant lot. The RFP award for the guaranteed energy savings. Revised Lee County Hotel Motel Tax Ordinance. Battery energy storage system, my goodness. And appointments, we have William Ogan, Cole Olson, Lori Herbs, and James Burke. And then also Richard Studebaker. We have executive session, which at this point there's nothing. Approval of county officers' reports. Roll call, approval of monthly revenue as always. Approval of board members' mileage and per diem. We'll go to county board adjournment. And is motion to approve the proposed county board agenda.
Mr. Chairman, and that was the question that Becky had, is that since that tractor was a non-budgeted item, that should be on the agenda for
Okay.
full county board approval.
Yep.
So under new business, new business.
Yep.
Number 8 will be.
Tractor. Yep. Number 8. Thank you. Is there any other additions or corrections we noticed? You get off easy, Deb, because normally we have her talking to us, asking questions. Okay. Based on that change, is there a motion to approve the proposed board agenda?
I'd make the motion.
Mr. Sheehan, Mr. Wilson. Further discussion or comment? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Adjournment of the executive committee meeting. Mr. Wilson?
Second.
Mr. Sheehan, seconds. Okay, everybody in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much. We didn't make you 20 minutes, but we.
We should have you do it more often. If I didn't